Hey guys, it's Ork here, and today I want to talk about Mek Gunz. Here in Australia, the Mek Gun kit is really expensive, to the point where I haven't been tempted to buy from GW the actual Ork Mech kit, but I do want to be running them in my Ork armies, so I've done what I normally do, and built some. This is a scratch-built Mek Gun. There are some GW components in here, there are some printed components, and a lot of plastic card, but we're going to get down on the desk and have a look at this is one of 4, so I'll be showing you all 4, and then going a bit more in depth about the components, methods, and madness that actually went into building this. So let's get into the video. So this is the 4 Mek Guns that I have put together. As you can see, they are all very similar, but all very different. All of the gun shields look different. They're all different sizes, different shapes, but they all look similar enough that you're not going to confuse them with anything else while it's on the battlefield. Touching about on what the actual components are, you can see it's a lot of plastic card stuff that's been painted up and done to look like it's damaged. The barrels, the gun barrels, are permanent markers that I've taken. I've cut off the end bit and put a printed component. So this bit here, literally this last like centimeter, 2 centimeter worth of bit is a 3D printed component to go onto the end of it, just to make it look a little bit more like a proper gun and not so kit bashed, basically. So taking a permanent marker, cut it to size, added a couple of bits to it, added some card to it, and then I've got the guns are going to be all interchangeable. So I've got, this is my custom Mega Blaster alternative for the weapon. So these just come off, they literally just come straight off the end. I also have some Smasher guns that a good friend of mine, Daniel Blackwood, printed for me. So this is the Smasher gun alternative, which very happy with how these look. And then I also have the tractor cannon, which just slots on there like that as well. Really, really happy with them. I reckon it's going to look sick when I've actually got all 9 of them put together. And I haven't used magnets because the magnet order that I did put in, because of all this Corona stuff, when I got it and it was the wrong magnets, they refused for me to send it back to them. So I'm just using a pinning method, literally just drilling a hole into the end of it so that a bit of paper clip, using it as a pin, can just slot straight on there, and it's as good as a magnet anyway. So I'm using a pinning method with these. I may or may not go to magnetizing later on when I can get some magnets, but very happy with the interchangeability with these so that I can use them for whatever I want. It's great. Touching on the blast shields. So some of them are going to have old front sections off the buggies, added with mostly a lot of card. Again, a lot of plastic card. My tried and tested hand-cut rivets, because I'm an absolute madman. Adding cabling, again, just reject cabling, old charger cables, headphones, whatever kind of cabling you've got, works fine. Just cut it to shape, paint it later, adding some marine bits and gubbins, just to make it look like it's got power packs, and or I'm going to be painting these up to be like a big red button on the back end of it. The rear end of the platform, the leg bits, are literally just sprue and plastic card. The main body of the platform is off a Rhino. So this is the component here. So just these with, so when that's facing the other way. So these with the top of a kid's, like a baby food container. This is the lid for it. That's literally just glued to there with the marker on top, plastic card either side, plastic card on the end, adding bits and gubbins to it to make it look like it's a bit more like it's meant to be together. I think it does a pretty good job of that. To get the actual welding effect that I've got here, you could use green stuff if you've got it and if you're good with it. I don't, and I am not, so I use bicarb and super glue. That's my own personal method, and it gets a really, really cool weld effect that I'm usually pretty happy with at the end of it. So yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to be changing the way I do it, but I'll I'll leave it open to you guys what you want to do. Yeah, that's just how I get it done. But yeah, after you got the platform and the gun together, adding that to what was the buggy, half of the buggy. If you don't have the buggies, that doesn't matter because you can also just use truck bits. So this one, throwing away the buggy idea, this is the front axle of a truck, or sorry, the rear axle of a truck, along with one of the bottom components of the truck. And again, just gluing that to the section of the Rhino just to put it together. That's a bit off a buggy, just as an engine. You don't have to have them, but it just adds another component to it that looks pretty cool. Looks a bit hectic and orky, but very, very happy. Adding some bits and gubbins. You can see once those kid lids are all painted up, it catches a dry brush pretty well. I haven't done the rust effects in that on this yet, but yeah, I like the texture on it, and I definitely think it's going to pick up textures and that really well when I actually do get it finished completely. But very, very happy with how these have all come together. Just trying to think of what else I can really touch on that isn't useful. Always remember to use sprue. So this one, because this doesn't have so with the buggies, they usually have a section where a front ram or like an armor plate is actually meant to sit. So those ones are easy enough to do. You're literally just adding card to the sides of it, and that just slots straight on. It's a little bit harder when it's just the axle off a truck, because you actually got to build the shield from nothing, and that's literally just adding in cut off bits of sprue, building it out, and then building the shield on the front of that. So it's definitely doable. It's easy enough. You should be able to figure it out without me giving any kind of measurements or anything. The shields over the wheels here, that's just cut bits of card, whereas on the buggy bits you'll actually have the pre-done wheels. Going for the gun shield to get that angle, the side angle going tapering off, basically just putting the card sideways, going from the inside corner to the outside corner, and then cutting it to shape so that it slots over the actual guard of it. And that's how I've got it sitting the way that it is. I think that's pretty accurate to how a gun shield's meant to be. I haven't actually seen a mech gun in person. I have literally just done the research online and looked at images, and yeah. But pretty happy with these. I reckon they look cool. Let me know in the comments if you think they look alright or if they look terrible. It is amazing how much of a difference just a few printed components can actually make, be it with the bits that I have for the end of the guns and or the actual gun components themselves, where I wanted them. So I did have, originally I had a custom mega cannon printed, but they come out a little bit too small. So this was the custom mega cannon I had printed. They come out a little bit too small, but I'm still going to keep these for the use on mecha dreads and stuff. But I think that these look like a very fine alternative for a custom mega cannon. But yeah, the smasher cannon, it definitely looks like a smasher cannon, and the tractor cannon, albeit a little bit big, I think, is still undeniably, that's what it is. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do all that YouTube stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss an upload. And if you want to see more of this crazy shit that I keep putting together, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.